what I want to talk about today is why you see a lot of people that you speak to and see in the gym that never really get anywhere, that they say they can't build muscle or they can't get shredded. And I feel that that's because, in the media and in the public eye, everything that they're told in, men's magazines, newspapers, wherever else you see it, online, a lot of it is just aimed at mesomorphs. I mean, the guys that, they just naturally build muscle. I mean, bodybuilding and working out, it's a really personal thing. Everybody's body works differently. Everybody has different ways that they're going to get their body to react and grow. And, like I say, everything is just aimed at one type. I mean, there's 3 different types of body type, and you could come in between 2. You could have features of all 3. But I'm going to explain the 3 main ones, okay? It's endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. Endomorphs, they have a low basal metabolic rate, BMR, which means that they don't need many calories to put on weight, and they're usually big built, thick boned guys. They have a lot of muscle on them, but also a lot of fat. And you see these guys are really bulky, but their muscle looks soft, it doesn't look cut. They find it extremely hard to lose weight. They have to really restrict their calories back, restrict the carbs and fats really low in their diet, keeping the protein up so they don't lose all that muscle they've gained. And they have to do a lot of cardio, which, a lot of people don't like cardio. I don't mind it myself. I quite enjoy it, but that's just me. And so these guys, they're also usually really strong. They've got a lot of strength without having to work too hard for it. Whereas some of the other body types have to work a lot harder to get the strength, but they lose the fat much easier. The middle one, mesomorph, these guys, they've got it all. They're muscular, they're gifted genetically, they just put on muscle like it's nothing, And the other 2, they've got it so much harder in terms of that. These guys, they're usually pretty damn strong, like the endomorphs, without having to do much, which is kind of annoying for those people who aren't. I myself, I'm somewhere between mesomorph and ectomorph, the 3rd body type, which I'll explain in a minute. These guys, not just do they easily gain muscle, but they lose it easily too. Dieting for them, it's not as easy as it is for ectomorphs, but, it's nowhere near as hard as endomorphs. These guys, all they have to do is diet a little bit of cardio, the muscle just shreds off. Not the muscle, sorry, the fat. Mate, I'm going crazy. The fat will just shred off, and it will leave, so much muscle behind. Sometimes these guys barely have to work out, and they're really muscular and athletic. Ectomorph, the 3rd body type, these guys have an extremely high BMR, that's base metabolic rate, which means that, they need a lot of calories. I mean a lot, like 3,000, 4,000 calories a day just to maintain their weight. And these guys, they're hard gainers, they have to work out for a long time before they'll ever see any gains. And they need to be in a calorific surplus, which means taking in more calories than you need to maintain, right? But these guys, like I say, they need 3,500, 4,000 calories a day just to maintain. So to get even more than that to be able to gain, it is really difficult, guys. And the one thing I will say about them is they are always lean, pretty much always, unless they go eating for 3-4 years way above their rate. It'll keep them maintained. They're going to stay lean. So if they can build that muscle and put in the work to do it, granted it will be a lot harder than for some other people, they will stay lean and they will look good. These guys usually, they have smaller, thinner bones, not quite as large as the other 2 body types, but they usually have longer bodies, longer arms, and they usually have much better abs, in my opinion anyway. Not so blocky, they're more sort of stretched out. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm somewhere in between ectomorph and mesomorph, because I do gain muscle reasonably easily, but I have to take in a lot of calories. Like when I was younger, I used to be extremely skinny, and as I grew, I kind of moved more towards mesomorph, and I'm starting to put on, muscle much easier now, especially now that I've got a base underneath it. But yeah, one other thing about ectomorphs, they're not usually too strong to start with, but if you get some dedicated strength training, 1 rep training, just trying to build that strength, at the same time you've got to be working out normally to gain that muscle, hypertrophy, things like that. If you work on the strength training, you'll catch up to the others in no time. But see, that's what I mean. You don't really usually get this information in other sort of environments and places you look, because it's always just aimed at the mesomorph, the guy in the middle who does it easily, because that's what a lot of the professionals are. You know, these guys you see up on stage, a lot of them, they're mesomorphs because they just gain muscle like it's nothing. And you know, like I said, I am kind of one of them, so I can't really talk, but I want to inform the other body types, you know, because I feel like a lot of the time they're misinformed, and if they had the right information, then you know they could gain and lose fat and muscle just as easily as mesomorphs. But if you have any more questions, guys, email me. The link will be in the description, or message me on YouTube, or any other on Twitter. That link's in the description as well. And if you want to suggest topics for me to cover or just ask any questions, like I say, message me. Cheers, guys.